What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy, Dominic Rich, and I have my man, Ajamu, up in here again. He's a big Chelsea fan, and in today's video, we will be discussing the Aston Villa 1, Chelsea 2 fixture. Chelsea are back after the restart, and they're back with a bang. How are you feeling today, brother? Happy Father's Day, by the way, man. Happy Father's Day.
Feliz Dia del Padre. Yeah, happy Father's Day. How I feel about this today's match, it was very anxious after they scored, but in the beginning they played some very beautiful football. I didn't know that I was watching Chelsea because this is not the Chelsea of the past. They're passing the ball very well. They misfiring though, a lot of misfiring, but they're passing the ball. Mason Mount had a good shot, and it was very interesting. It's an interesting game, but nervous moments. Kepa did fairly well until the goal scored. Yeah.
I actually think Chelsea started the game very, very well.
Yeah, very well.
And they were kind of unlucky to go behind. It was like against the run of play when they actually went behind. You know what I'm saying? So after that good start, everything was basically undone with that goal. But Aston Villa haven't really found themselves in this kind of position for, on many occasions. So it was kind of difficult for them to how to approach this thing, you know what I mean?
The mindset.
Yeah. Because after they scored, their thing is, let's keep this. But I don't know if you realize, when they scored, they were showing Dean Smith.
John Terry.
And John Terry. And Dean Smith was like, yes. And if you saw John Terry's reaction, he was more...
I saw him, every Chelsea fan, every Villa fan saw John Terry today. But that's the difference between why they scored. Because maybe if Chelsea had John Terry working with the defenders, maybe the positioning would be better. So that's the difference between Villa and Chelsea today in terms of the first goal. Because just the mindset, because I think the defenders are capable, but the positioning was off because they should not have been in that position, and no one is there to clean up after Kepa spilled the.
So you referring to the goal.
The first mistake.
But I was talking about. I don't.
The reaction.
I don't think you understand what I was fully trying to say. John Terry's reaction to the goal was more reserved in that he was like, "Listen, bro, chill out. We just scored one. It's not over yet. This is Chelsea. We're playing here."
Oh, I read it differently. I read it because he was a Chelsea legend and he didn't want to show that side. That's how I read it.
No. Come on.
I read it. I probably read it wrong.
John Terry is not at Chelsea anymore. He's at Aston Villa. And the way John Terry left Chelsea, he didn't left Chelsea in the best of ways.
Yeah, because but this is Chelsea. Remember Lampard. Lampard didn't leave Chelsea well either. Lampard probably left Chelsea worse than
that is true. That is true when you think about it, because the fact that these guys are legends and they won so many things with Chelsea, they should have ended their careers with Chelsea. And for Terry, he went to Villa. For Lampard, he went to New York FC, and then he came back and played for City.
That's true. That's true.
He went to New York first, then to City.
Yes, true. But it's the same ownership group, so basically...
Yes, same City group, so basically, yeah.
But they interviewed Terry since year, and he's interested in managing Chelsea, so it's not that bad as it seems. So.
Yeah, of course. And look, Lampard came back and managed Chelsea. But 1-0 at halftime. Courtney House with that 43rd minute goal. That was some, good football by Aston Villa there to get the ball in, and then House to actually react before any Chelsea defender could react and get it over the line. That was a big goal. That was a huge
it was
goal.
A quality play from Grealish to hold up the ball and how he weighed the pass and all that.
Exactly.
But I think the positioning of the defenders, I know they're trying to catch them offside, right?
Yeah.
But after the first parry from Kepa, someone should have took that position faster. Rudiger was reacting a bit delayed.
The defenders, Chelsea looks, I must say this, Chelsea looks very, very suspect in defense. Very, very suspect. And if it wasn't some good substitutions made by the manager and some, guys like Pulisic and who scored, and Azpilacueta, who is always determined. And he does not get the credit he deserved, though. Azpilacueta...
He looked good today.
Yeah, he does not get the credit he deserves. People look at Azpilacueta. You don't really hear, I don't really see them hyping up Azpilacueta like they hype up maybe like an N'Golo Kante or another Chelsea player. It's like Azpilacueta, you need this guy in the team. Because if it wasn't for him, Chelsea would have lost this game. Chelsea would have lost this game. So
that's why he's the captain. That's why he's the captain.
Villa but still, he's the captain, but his position is on the threat. He plays at right back. He could play across the back line, but there's Reece James. Then they say he could play at left back too, but Chelsea is saying they're in for Chilwell. And then they have Christensen, Zuma, Rudiger, Tomori at the back. So
I think that's because of the age and not the talent, though.
But still, he's a defender. Defenders could play up until the 36, 37.
Yeah, but look at Willian today. Willian looked like 25. He just looked like
Willian looked like he was working very, very hard during quarantine.
Maybe he was advertising to move. Maybe that's it. maybe.
And I was saying to myself, like, Chelsea should do everything to try to tie down Willian because
I think so too. After the match today, I think so.
Yeah, if he goes to Tottenham Hotspur, it could, it could be that situation where he goes to a rival London club and then he starts performing and you regret it. So what we're going to do real quick, let's just, that's just a quick introduction right there. Let's just take a look at the lineups. And I want to hear what you think about the Chelsea lineup. Kepa in goal. That's expected, of course, right?
Yeah.
Then we have Christensen and Rudiger. Why you think he went
Sorry.
Why you think
I was surprised about
Christensen.
I was surprised about Christensen.
Okay.
Rudiger, I expected like a strong lineup with Rudiger and Zuma. That's what I expected.
So Zuma was actually on the bench, unused substitute as well. So the thing is, I think Frank Lampard needs to figure out who he wants to be his main center halves. He hasn't really figured that out yet because the players are having like these mixed bag performances. They're not consistent. So
Tomori is injured, so I wouldn't expect him to start. But Zuma, that was shocking. I'm not sure what he sees even with his fitness or what in training, but I'm not sure why Zuma didn't start because Zuma is more solid around defense. Christensen is more of a ball-playing defender.
Well, maybe with Zuma you find that maybe he wasn't as impressive in training like Christensen was. But Christensen had a very, very, very... I think he had a poor game today. I think Christensen had a poor game.
I don't rate Christensen I don't rate him as a good defender,
I think he was one of the weakest players on the team for Chelsea today, seriously.
Because he hasn't had a lot of matches under his belt either. So that's a factor.
That's where I'm going back to. Like, Christensen is gonna pose a headache for Frank Lampard. Like, after his performance today, Lampard is gonna be like, you know what? Zuma, go out there. And then Zuma might not have the best of games. And then it's like, it gives the manager a headache. That's the point I was trying to make.
Not experimenting around there.
Yeah, unless you push Azpilacueta back there and play Reece James as the right back.
Azpilacueta was actually playing sort of central in the defense. He made some good clearances in the center area in the defense. He looked impressive around there. I think they could start him around there. They can try, but that's still an experiment as well.
But that's what you're gonna find, though. You're gonna find if the center halves are lacking, you're gonna find players like Azpilacueta.
Yeah, stepping up.
Picking up the scraps there. Loftus-Cheek is back, and it was a so-so performance. He's not yet up to speed, and you're gonna expect that. So you can't.
He's not fit. It seemed to me that he's not aware positionally, like he's not used to playing with the team. Because when they're passing the ball, they keep on passing it behind him. So he's just not in sync as yet. They need more matches, more practice and all of that to get more in sync with the rhythm of how this team plays. That's the main fallback when I saw the first half.
We could conclude that he's not match fit because this is basically a new team for Loftus-Cheek because he got injured in preseason, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yes.
Preseason.
Probably before that. I'm not sure when he got injured. He hasn't played since here.
Yeah,
he hasn't played since here. Sometime before.
It was some
friendly match or something like that.
Some friendly game, and he got an injury in America. I think he played, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, there was a pre-season tournament.
But it's a positive. It's a positive to have him.
Yeah, that he got the minutes. That was positive.
But I'm surprised that were you surprised that he actually started the game though, in front of a Barkley who's been there?
No,
You know what I mean?
surprised. I'm not surprised he started over Bartley, but the way they played him on the left, that I was surprised about that because he doesn't normally play around there. And I seen trying. I seen trying. Okay.
Question: Is Jorginho injured right now?
I haven't seen any updates on my phone about that injury.
Or maybe
and I didn't hear in the press
situation.
conference. I didn't hear in the press conference that Lampard spoke of the injury, so I'm not sure what happened.
Okay, maybe it's a situation like what Arteta said with Mesut Ozil, that he's not ready yet. Maybe that's what it is too.
Well, I guess when I listen to the press conference later, I will hear what's the reason for not playing Jorginho today.
Or maybe it could be he's on the way out. You never know.
That's possible as well.
Yeah, you
but
never
what I
know.
see Loftus-Cheek doing today, I see them doing some back heel and some unnecessary thing. They look like they're playing Sunday football or something. I'm not sure what's that for. They're doing some back heels and they're not controlling the ball properly during those tight spaces. I don't know what they're trying. They need to get goals.
So basically, you think Chelsea after restart, like they did come back into the game, which we're gonna get back at, but in the first half, you think they weren't doing the simple things?
No, they were trying to overplay and trying to become too fancy and all of that. They should just try to get the go-ahead goal, secure that first. They got themselves in a good position, but they just passing, look very pretty, but they're not finishing anything. They should have got the goal first, then get that next security goal. Then they could have done whatever they wanted to do, flicks, tricks, and passing.
All right, thoughts on N'Golo Kante today?
He gave away a lot of fouls. He made a good interceptions as well, but he gave away the set play that also led to the goal. So
he's rusty. Yeah. Look rusty.
Maybe the decision making not so much.
Yeah. Kante's head isn't there. It's not there because he didn't even want to come back to Kante's head isn't there, so it's gonna take him some time to. Let's just give him the benefit of the doubt. Kovacic, the next player in the midfield, he looks like he's up for it. In my opinion. As usual, he's always busybody.
Yeah, made some good forward runs, and he always gets himself in good positions. He just need to work on his finishing.
But he did score his first goal for Chelsea recently, and
I know.
And
doing that more often.
Yeah. But come on, that's what you're not gonna get that from Kovacic. You know what I mean? That's not what
I'm saying. It would just be nice if he could work on it a bit more. I'm not pressuring him, but it would be nice.
That's not what he's in the team for. What an odd goal is appreciated. I do understand that. Willian looked bright. He had a good game. He was subbed off, but he had a good game, I think. Definitely.
Yeah, he looked younger than the age paper. He looked very young and very fresh. You saw that run, cutting in from the right. He beat about 3 defenders and tried to take one off the left.
Willian looked good. Giroud with the goal. Giroud with the winning goal. The winning goal, Giroud, 62nd minute. Giroud was Giroud. He played his role, his
type of game,
Yeah, because the thing is, what I realize about Giroud and what Chelsea has to be very careful about using Giroud sometimes is that there was a situation I saw, a ball was played in behind, and Giroud, he had no legs. And that was early on in the game. He can't outrun no defenders. And that's where Timo Werner is going to come in. And that's
because
where
of
Chelsea,
the pace,
that's what Chelsea
will definitely improve in that era next year.
I must see Giroud as coming off the bench, or if Lampard changes the system and play him off of a, like 2 strikers or something like that.
Because he offers something different. He holds up the play well.
Yes.
He draws the defenders and all of that.
Because you could tell from his goal as well, because that was a very skillful goal.
Yeah, he's very experienced, so he would know how to slot it in when he's in the box poaching.
Very, very skillful goal. Mason Mount, very impressive today. I was very impressed with Mason Mount.
It's the first time I've seen him this visible in a game. He made a lot of difference in the game. He looked like a good playmaker in today's game.
He was good. So, Aston Villa scored first, 43rd minute. What was your reaction then? Were you thinking, because for me, I was like, Aston Villa could actually do this. This would be big headlines today. Chelsea,
Bro, you see, when
basically losing their first match.
I was so disappointed, right? I was saying this thing always happened to Chelsea, right? We're playing good, and then a small team. It's not the big teams we worry about, You see these small teams, they then score 1 goal, and then they lock shop, and then the match just draws on until it's finished, and then you see Chelsea lost. And they're saying, oh, Chelsea played a very good game and it's just a simple error from the back, and maybe if the keeper was different, maybe if the defense was different. But they always say Chelsea has a good team, and when the reviews come, they say just minor alterations Lampard should make. What could he done different? But I'm glad that they responded to this, because this could have been a detrimental blow to the campaign going to the Champions League.
Look, you have to give. What I have to say to you, you gotta have some faith in the team. Have some faith in your team, okay? Because what Lampard did in the second half, that was brilliant. That was brilliant, because in the second half, he brought on the American international, of course, Christian Pulisic, right? He brought on Christian Pulisic, and it made a difference instantly. Instantly. If I could go back to the match facts right here to see when Pulisic came on. I want to get this right. When Pulisic came on, it was, let me see. It was a 55th minute. He came on for Loftus-Cheek, which was a very good substitution, because Loftus-Cheek, you don't want him playing a full 90 right now. He's trying to get back match fitness. So Pulisic on, effective right away.
Yeah, I would congratulate Lampard, but I would have made that change as well. Because looking at Loftus-Cheek, but just on your untrained eyes as an untrained manager, you would have substituted him for Pulisic.
But there's some managers who could have overlooked something like that. But chasing the game, they needed to bring on somebody who's gonna, have some kind of effect on the match.
When he's fit, has been one of our most effective players too.
You know what? Credit to Azpilacueta again for the assist there. He did pick up 2 assists for both goals, but Pulisic, he just has to play his game. I think he can't read into what the media is saying and saying he's under pressure when there's no pressure. Like, this is your first season. You need time. You need time. You hear, like, Liverpool talk about Minamino needing time and this player needing time and that player needing time. All Pulisic needs is time. But it's such a big transfer, and for such a big player, because he broke through at Dortmund, and he's a big player for the U.S. national team, and he's very talented. Scored a hat-trick under pressure, and then he got injured. So it was really nice to see him actually bouncing back with this equalizer today. Yeah, it was a good goal.
He did well, and he's doing well, and that was an amazing goal as well. How he took it is very difficult, because how he placed it, that takes instinct.
And this goal would do a lot for the man's confidence, man. And people fail to realize that. And they probably forget that Pulisic is only 21. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, he's only 21. After Pulisic scored, right away, 2 minutes. Azpilacueta on the how did Azpilacueta end up on the left? How?
That's how he plays mobile. He goes where the opportunity is. That's how he plays.
You got to give the man credit for that, because look, very underrated player, if you ask me. Very, very underrated player. And I know a lot of people may not agree with what I'm going to say right now, but
no controversy. We're having a good video.
I was putting together a list of world-class players in the Premier League, and you have to put Azpilacueta on that list. You have to. He's up there in age right now, but look back at what he has done.
Yeah, because he was a part of the golden generation in Chelsea.
This man is the guy. You want players like this. If every player has the will, like a Azpilacueta, it's like you win. You're gonna win a lot of things. You're gonna win a lot of things, and I think he deserves a lot more credit. And he's gonna shut up a lot of critics today with those 2 assists. You know what I'm saying? And he's not the most mobile of right backs. He's not a Reece James that's gonna run up the right flank and run back that. But you need that guy in your team. If you see what I'm talking about. Why you think he's starting? Why you think he's the captain? You need him, appreciate him before he goes to maybe one of these Spanish clubs before he retires.
He's Chelsea forever, man.
You see what I'm saying? So with that go-ahead goal, after that, it was basically Chelsea in control. Aston Villa,
I know
they look kind of deflated. You could tell that they were deflated. I could see players putting up their hands like, what are you doing? Like, oh, really? Like, and anytime you start seeing that, they're losing control of the game.
When I saw when I saw that we draw the first one, that we scored, and then we went ahead so shortly after. I know that they couldn't chase back the game. I was
Yeah, it
confident
was
because
difficult.
I know we're a better team than them.
Yeah, and it was difficult for Aston Villa to actually, it was already hard for them to go ahead and for them to keep that lead. At least Aston Villa should have at least pick up 1 point from that game. But they just lost the plot. They just lost the plot.
If you look at how we were playing in the first half, the goal that they scored was very unlikely. Hadn't it been for that set piece,
it's a good
they had no
it's
chance.
a good goal.
They had no chance. I think they had one good shot at goal, but apart from that, they didn't get. They look at the position. They didn't touch the ball a lot. They weren't on the ball. They didn't get a lot of opportunities. So it would be hard for them to hold us to 1-0.
It's a very good goal. It's a very, very good goal. So Villa had 8 shots at goal, 26% of the possession, 4 on target. Chelsea 18 shots, 6 on target with 74% of the possession.
What I'm saying,
you know. So Chelsea they committed 17 fouls, which I always say they were wanting to win the ball back right away after they lose the ball. And, you know, they have Kante and Kovacic, all these guys, they're always on top of you. 10 corners for Chelsea comparing to 2 for Aston Villa. There's no way Chelsea should have lost this game. And I have to give them credit. I have to give you guys credit for bouncing back and picking up the big W here.
Yeah, I want him to play like this more often, because the reason why you think that I'm not having faith in them is not because I don't believe they have the ability to do it. You know, they let me down so much this season. Like some simple matches that they should have won, like they're just giving it away.
But that's how it is, though. That's how it is. That's gonna come with a team that's rebuilding. Remember, Lampard doesn't know. It's still a jigsaw. He's trying to fit that player there, fit that. He doesn't, you know, and that's not a bad headache to have, you know. That's not a bad headache to have. Plus, there's been injuries that's, you know, that's disrupted the plans every time things seems like it's working. Because if you look at Chelsea right now, they fourth, 51 points, a 5-point gap between themselves and Man United. All they need to do is to keep picking up victories. Leicester only 3 points ahead. City 9 points ahead. So all Chelsea need to do is to keep picking up victories like they have done today.
I know that they're overperforming, but we could have been more comfortable in the Champions League spot. Remember, we still have to play you guys like during the week.
And hold up. That's where I was actually segueing into, because I was going into the fixtures right now, and your next game is against the mighty Citizens. Okay, how you feel about that fixture? How confident you feel going into that fixture after losing the reverse fixture at Stamford Bridge 2-1? How you feel about that?
We beat Manchester City before. We beat them quite a couple times before. The City is a good team, don't get me wrong. They're right now, they're probably a better team overall than Chelsea. And I'm looking for probably a 2-2 draw. I'm hoping for that. We can win. You can win. But
hear the key word that you use. And I always say, don't use that word, hope. You're hoping. You're being hopeful. You're not confident. The last time we met you guys, November 23rd, 2019, N'Golo Kante, go-ahead goal, 21st minute. Kevin De Bruyne, 29th minute goal. And then Mahrez in the 37th minute, 2-1 win. You guys were flying high early on in the season too. You guys were one of the hottest teams early on in the season. If you go back and you look at your fixtures here, Chelsea started out really hot. I'm telling you. Look, let me go back and after the Europa League final. Well, you did not start out the best. You lost to United 4-0. But then you drew to Leicester. You won against Norwich. You drew against Sheffield. You spanked Wolves 5-2. Then you lost to Liverpool. Then you defeated Brighton. You defeated Southampton. You spanked Newcastle. You were picking up the wins. You beat Burnley. You're picking up the wins. You see the wins. Watford, you won. You won Crystal Palace. And then you met City and then you lost. And
we got some goals ruled off for offside as well, you know.
And
that
then
game, controversy happened.
We're not going to go into VAR. We're not going to really go into things that that's out of our control. We can't, VAR going to take another hour to talk about. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if you look at after you lost to City, you then lost to West Ham. You defeated Aston Villa, so you did the double over Aston Villa, 2-1 again. And in that game, they equalized and then you went ahead. So after you lost to us, then you lost to Everton. That's in December. You lost to Bournemouth, who are reeling at the bottom right now.
You see the things that I'm talking about? Those are the little things, because...
You lost to Southampton. Too many losses. Too many losses.
All right. Would those losses to Bournemouth, Southampton, and which are the other small things you call again? Would
you even lost to Newcastle in this very year.
Would those losses inspire a lot of confidence going up against? You see, if it was another year like probably last year, we would say definitely we would get like a 2-0, 3-0 victory. But with those results, I can't go into this game as a rational supporter going and say, yes, we'll definitely beat Man City. What are your thoughts on the game? Do you think City would win?
My thoughts on the game. It's tricky because we play Burnley tomorrow. We were in imperious form against Arsenal. It was like we picked up after the Real Madrid game. I think we did lose a game against we did drop some points after that match, like before the season came to a halt. We did drop some points. Let me get that game. My memory is messed up sometimes. We did lose to United. Yeah, I am right. We did lose to United there. We did lose to United, kind of put the pinhole into a nice balloon we were, airing up there. Pinhole into our egos, I should say, too. I could switch that around. And it's tricky. We played well against Arsenal. We could go play against Burnley and repeat some kind of performance we did against Wolves or Norwich or against Crystal Palace, or against Liverpool. Burnley could come out and beat us. They could catch us off guard and beat us. But I think this is Burnley's...
I hope you beat Burnley, because if Burnley beat you, you come back with a vengeance. That's what I want.
But one thing, that's a good way to put it. But another advantage for us is that we played one match already, and Burnley haven't played yet. Chelsea, who played their first match today, was actually caught on their heels. You could also say that against Aston Villa, who had an advantage having played against Sheffield.
Because the manager has stated that, that they have an advantage in that they had played matches already.
So that's why sometimes, that's why sometimes you can't really be too hard on your players. Like, give them the benefit of the doubt. That's the first match. Aston Villa, they were a sharper team. But Chelsea played themselves in the game. Second half, they came out and they were better. And we've been seeing that a lot. There's been more second half goals than first half goals since the restart. I know we haven't had a lot of games, but I've watched every game. I've watched a piece of every match since the restart, and that's 11 games. That's 11 games. Tomorrow would make 12 games. And I know there's not many people out there who actually watch every single game. I watch my team, I watch all the other teams so that I could have this kind of insight. So when we're talking, that I actually have I speak some kind of sense, So for me, I think it's going to be a good game. It's going to be a good game. But we know, that City, they are a better team than Chelsea right now. Chelsea are building. Even last year when you beat us, we were still a better team than Chelsea when you guys had Hazard.
But you sounded like you want me to say that Chelsea will definitely beat Manchester City. That's what
you said. I'm not saying.
I was just speaking objectively,
anything could happen. Anything could happen. I know that. I know anything could happen in the game. Anything could happen in the game, But I'm just saying, we have to, right now, after what we've seen against Arsenal and what we see in Chelsea against Aston Villa there, how they kind of struggled at the beginning. Against Man City, you get washed.
But you guys don't really have anything to play for either. Thinking about that.
We play for, for pride.
So we don't have pride. We have pride.
You guys have to play for Champions League. We might get banned from the Champions League.
We're more motivated for that much. But so that can factor in as well.
But we also factor in that we could actually win the appeal and play in the Champions League. So we have to keep pushing.
If we beat you, you're still gonna qualify top 4.
Look, we
There's
playing to
no way you
win.
can drop out the
Look,
top four at this point in time.
it could happen. It could happen.
Mathematically?
Of course it could happen. Yes, of
I
course it
don't
could
think so.
happen.
I don't think so.
Mathematically, it can happen. There's 8 matches left. If we lose all 8, we have actually 9 games left. We are at 60 points.
Exactly.
Mathematically, we could be surpassed by even Sheffield if we don't win another game.
Oh, Sheffield.
Yeah, mathematically, Arsenal could pass us if we don't win another game.
Bro, you just give Arsenal.
No, I'm saying
Sheffield lost. Sheffield lost.
No,
just lost, I Joe.
No,
they lost.
Saying,
they lost today. They lost 3-0 today. Arsenal lost 3-0.
Yeah, but what I'm saying,
that won't happen. You guys are okay for that.
You're the one who made the point and said mathematically we can't miss out. Mathematically, we can miss out. Mathematically,
Liverpool will have a chance of not winning the league. The same thing.
Look. I was about to say the same thing. The same thing you just said. I was about to say mathematically Liverpool. So, but we know that won't happen. So exactly. City would clinch a Champions League spot, regardless if they in the Champions League or not. We will clinch a spot. My verdict, what I think we're gonna beat Chelsea this Thursday. I think we're gonna beat Chelsea. I'm confident we're gonna beat Chelsea.
Listen, we have a good chance of beating it. We have a good chance of beating it. If we score first and we put one more, and then we just set it up that you guys won't score again. You might get back another goal, but that's the one you will score if you get the chance to score.
Look, right now you sounding very hopeful. You sounded very, very hopeful. Trust me. So I'm gonna go for a City win. What's your prediction?
By how much? As I said before, I think it's a 2-2 draw.
Okay, so you're gonna go for a 2-2 draw. I'm gonna go for a City win.
By how much?
So
by how much?
Look.
Come on, put it out there.
I'm gonna go for a 2-0 win. A clean sheet.
Right.
A clean sheet. I'm gonna go for a 2-0 win.
Remember, it is your home, right?
We're gonna be at home, yes.
All right.
I'm gonna go for a win. So congrats on the win. The big 3 points against Aston Villa. You know, you had a little fright at the beginning where you could have actually dropped all 3, but you guys rallied. Lampard did his thing. You know, this thing is chess. This thing ain't checkers. He did his thing. Pulisic came on, big confidence booster goal. Giroud, who extended his contract for a further year, did his thing. He needed that confidence booster too. Azpilacueta needed that confidence booster as well. Mount was good. Willian was good.
It was a good performance overall.
It was, yes, because you're not going to have you're not just going to come out and blow teams away and it's like you can't rate. The test is good. The test is good. Your comeback ability, when you show you have comeback ability, that's, a characteristic of a very good team. So you guys are on course, man. You guys are on course to challenge next season. You're bringing in Ziyech, you're bringing in Timo Werner. Yeah. You're bringing in Timo Werner. And you might surprise us with another big signing.
Know that we're gonna confirm Champions League, shortly. So they'll definitely come.
Yeah. So
some of them just looking for that confirmation.
Yeah. So I know you have to go and do your thing, and I have things to do too. But it was nice chatting. We're definitely gonna do this again. Maybe we'll actually do an official preview of the game. Maybe you could put together a starting lineup and everything, and we do a City versus Chelsea preview. We're gonna work on that. Maybe or maybe not. You know what I'm saying? It's according to how we're feeling. But thanks again for coming on, man. Appreciate it. Definitely. Guys, hit the subscribe button if you're new. It's been a long day. I've been up since 5:30 this morning. And it's almost 5:30. I've had a long day. I've watched a lot of football. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Slap a like on the video. Share it on your social medias with a friend. Guys, head on over to cardsplug.com/Dominic Rich FC. Get yourself one of those football cards. Use the coupon code Dominic Rich FC to get yourself 15% off. All the links will be in the description box down below. So thanks for watching again. Ajomo, thanks for coming on again. Guys, until next time, peace out. Rich, squad. You could do the Rich Squad with me one time, you know, because you part of the Rich Squad family too.
Yeah, man, no, just do one. Just kind of never said it still, but yeah.
You know what I mean? So we talk, man.
All right,
Peace.
sir. Yeah, man, peace.